Welcome to my chemistry YouTube channel. This is our fifth lecture in a valence bond theory series. Today we will discuss a square planar complexes having coordinate number is equal to 4. Let's start our discussion. So when we have coordinate number is equal to 4, if the complex exhibits square planar geometry, there are two different types of hybridization can be possible. One is dsp2, in which this d orbital is n minus 1d, and if the complex exhibit sp2d hybridization, this d orbital will be outer. That is, in this case, n minus 1d, ns np2, and here ns np2 and nd. And again remember that this d orbital will be always d square minus y square when we have square planar kind of the geometry. And when we have geometry of this type, the bond angle will be always 90. And one thing we know that the D8 metal ion generally exhibit square planar geometry. So let's take D8 metal ion. The metal ion can be nickel plus 2, palladium plus 2, platinum plus 2, rhodium plus 1, iridium plus 1, or gold plus 3. So if you wanted to decide the geometry and hybridization, you have to always use some tricks. Let's discuss first nickel plus 2 ion. Remember that nickel plus 2 ion with the weak field ligand like chloride, bromide, iodide, fluoride and water, this nickel plus 2 will always form tetrahedral complexes with sp3 hybridization. On the other hand, if nickel plus 2 with D8 electronic configuration has a strong field ligand like nitro, cyano, DMG, in such cases, this nickel plus 2 metal ion will always go to form the square planar complexes with the dsp2 hybridization. So these two things are important. Nickel plus 2 weak field ligand complex is sp3 tetrahedral. Nickel plus 2 strong field ligand complex is square planar with the dsp2 hybridization. Now if you look at the palladium plus 2 and platinum plus 2, remember that this nickel belongs to 3D series, whereas palladium belongs to 4D series and platinum belongs to 5D series. According to crystal field theory, it says that if the size of metal ion increases, that means if we have complexes of 3D series and 4D series, and we need to compare now crystal field stabilization energy as well as crystal field splitting, it has been observed that the value of splitting increase by 30 to 50% if you are moving from 3D to 4D series. And again, if you are going from 4D to 5D series, the value of the crystal field splitting increase again by 30 to 50%. The point I am trying to tell, if we have palladium plus 2 ion and platinum plus 2 ion, these metal ion with coordination number 4 always form square planar complexes. And these are diamagnetic in nature because n is equal to 0 and does not carry any unpaired electron. Right? So palladium and platinum, they always going to form a square planar complexes with the dsp2 hybridization. Now moving towards rhodium plus 1, iridium plus 1 and gold plus 3. So rhodium plus 1 belong to 4D series element, and iridium and gold belong to 5D series element. So it has been observed that in many complexes, the complexes are square planar with the D8 electronic configuration and the geometry is square planar with dsp2 hybridization. So if I take in overall discussion, these are the common metal ion you're going to find out in various complexes have the square planar geometry. Remember, there are various complexes are well known which are square planar geometry. If I take here platinum, cisplatin and carboplatin are well-known anti-cancer drug, and they can use for chemotherapy for to recur from brain cancer, head cancer, ovarian cancer, and so on. So this is a platinum plus 2, cisplatin and carboplatin are well-known square planar complexes of platinum plus 2. If I discuss rhodium plus 1, there is one famous catalyst which is square planar known as the Wilkinson catalyst. And in Wilkinson catalyst, the metal ion is rhodium plus 1, and this Wilkinson catalyst again a complex is square planar and having diamagnetic nature, and this Wilkinson catalyst is used for homogeneous hydrogenation of alkene kinds of compound. Iridium plus 1, a Vaskos complex and Crabtree catalyst. These two are well-known square planar catalysts for iridium plus 1, and this compound of iridium plus 1 can be used for various catalytic transformation. So if I take in overall discussion, nickel plus 2, palladium plus 2, platinum plus 2, rhodium plus 1, iridium plus 1 and gold plus 3 are well-known examples of the square planar complexes. But the study has proven that the square planar complexes can also be formed by different metal ions such as copper plus 2, D9 configuration, copper plus 3, D8 configuration, silver plus 2, D9 configuration, silver plus 3, D8 system, cobalt plus 2, D7 system, cobalt plus 3, D6 system, chromium plus 2, D4 system, and iron plus 2, D6 system. And these are the systems or metal ion having electronic distribution. They can also form square planar complexes, and various research studies has proved that square planar complexes can also be formed by these kinds of metal along with these. These, I am saying these are the common, and which we are going to see in various books or research articles. And this recently scientists proved that these kinds of metal can also exhibit a square planar geometry, and especially for these metal ion, I am going to give a link for research article. Please do read. That will increase your dimension of the coordination chemistry and boost your knowledge for the complex. Now let's take, when we have coordination number 4, two types of geometries can possible. One, I am holding tetrahedral complexes, and the second can be a square planar. It has been seen that in a many coordination compound, this tetrahedral and the square planar geometry are in equilibrium. I mean to say, one complex can show tetrahedral and square planar geometry if I change the system. Means the state of the equilibrium can be highly influenced if I change the temperature, if I change the nature of the solvent, as well as it can be influenced by the counter ion. These all aspects we are going to discuss. So if I want only square planar, I need to find out suitable reaction condition so that complex will be stable in the square planar geometry. So let us start our discussion, and we will look at the various aspects of the square planar geometry. Plus please do remember that these are the metal ion can form various kinds of square planar complexes. So first, let's discuss the nickel plus 2 ion, and I have already told some tricks for that. Let's take one complex for the nickel plus 2. Let's take nitro ligand, and you know nitro ligand is a strong field ligand. So whatever the complex we have, you need to find out first charge on the metal ion. In this case, if I write down the coordination number, I can say coordination number is equal to 4. I have 4 nitro ligand and plus 2 nickel, and here we have nickel metal ion is in a +2 state. Knowledge of these informations is very essential in order to discuss the complex chemistry. Then we know that nickel 0 has 3d8 and a 4s2 electronic configuration. And in this case, and how nickel is in +2 state. So now I can write down nickel +2 configuration. The electron now from 4s will remove, and that becomes 3d8 and 4s0. So if I write down the electronic distribution in the metal ion, I will have this. We have 3d and this is 4s and this is a 4p. I am writing here. This is my 3d8. This is a 3d8 ion. This is a 4s0 and this is a 4p0. So here I am having 8 electron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6. This is 7. This is 8. So if I discuss unpaired electron in the metal ion, so I can write down n value in unpaired electron here in a nickel +2 ion will be equal to 2, and hence nickel +2 ion I can call as a paramagnetic, right? This is a nickel +2 ion. But now what happens if this nickel +2 ion now get reacted with 4 nitro ligand? And you know well that this nitro ligand is actually a strong field ligand. And when we have strong field ligand, the electron can undergo the pairing. And hence, if I now write down the complex nickel tetra nitro complex, here what happened here? Now a strong field ligand nitro will do what? It will, now we have here nitro 4 NO2 by 4. Now in this case, remember that this electron from now d orbital undergoes the pairing. So if I now write down the configuration of my complex, I will be having a different system, and electron undergo pairing here. So we have 2, this is 4, this is 6, and this is the 8, and this is become empty. And remaining we have a 4s, and this is we have a 4p. So I can now say that this is a 3d8. It was 3d8, and now this is a 4s0, and this is a 4p0 orbital. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 atomic orbital of the metal undergo the process of dsp2 hybridization, and they will give 4 hybrid dsp2 orbital, and these now will react with the nitro ligand. So here this 2 electron I am showing, this 2 electron means given by the ligand, and here we have nitro ligand I am showing you for your understanding. So remember that each nitro ligand is giving the 2 electron. This is nitro minus ion, and this is again nitro minus ion giving the 2 electron. So overall, now I can conclude the discussion here. Now I can say this complex has the square planar geometry. This complex has a square planar geometry with a dsp2 hybridization, and here unpaired electron is equal to 0. In the complex, if you look at the complex, in this n value is equal to 0, and hence the complex is a diamagnetic complex. Right? It's all about the discussion. So if I take now any D8 system, right? So if I take platinum +2, I can now take palladium +2 or rhodium +1, and so on. This, the way I have discussed the bonding and the hybridization system will be going to be a same. So same way, now I can discuss palladium +2 also. I can discuss a platinum +2 complex. I can discuss a rhodium +1 and iridium +1, as well as a gold +3 ion. So these are metal ion. If your coordination number is equal to 4, this is will be a square planar complex. And when we have a square planar with a D8 system or a D8 system, and this is nothing but a DsP2 hybridization with the n value will always equal to 0, and the complex will be a diamagnetic complex. So remember the point. Now the interesting part comes here. We have discussed that nickel plus 2 with the weak field ligand, nickel plus 2 with the weak field ligand will give sp3, and nickel plus 2 with the strong field ligand will show the dsp2 hybridization. Means there is a tendency of nickel plus 2 to show either tetrahedral or it can show the square planar. But please do remember that if I am having palladium plus 2 and platinum plus 2 ion, these two metal ion are, this is palladium plus 2 nothing but a 4D series metal ion, and platinum is 5D series metal ion. So whether ligands are strong field or weak field ligand, it gives the square planar complexes. I am just giving one example. Examples are many for platinum, cisplatin, G-salt, carboplatin are many. Let's take one example, palladium Cl by 4 minus 2 charge, okay, and you can take again a platinum Cl by 4 minus 2 charge. In both the cases, palladium is plus 2, platinum again plus 2. Now you will comment that, sir, this is a chloride is a weak field ligand. Now you will say chloride is a weak field ligand. But now since palladium and platinum belong to 4D and 5D series respectively, whatever the ligands we have, strong field ligand or weak field ligand, palladium plus 2 and platinum plus 2 always give square planar complexes with the dsp2 hybridization. And this is because higher value of crystal field splitting. This is because higher value of crystal field stabilization energy. And please do remember, these are square planar complexes having n equal to 0. Similarly, now I can also discuss rhodium plus 1, iridium plus 1 and gold plus 3. These are the ion always shows the square planar geometry. And now this is nothing but a square planar complex if we have a coordination number is equal to 4. Now moving towards different ion. Now it has been seen in many research articles that some ligand can stabilize the geometry of the complex. Let's say well-known example is porphyrin. Porphyrin and the symbol is the ligand. Remember that this porphyrin ligand can stabilize the metal ion in a square planar geometry. Moreover, there are the ligands of the type, I am adding some ligand name. This is hexaoxo iodate ion, and we have plus 7 charge on this one. So if I take 6 with having minus 5 charge. Similarly, hexaoxo tellurate ion, so TO6, and this is actually nothing but a 6 charge. So I'll be having here now 12 plus 6, be having minus 6 charge, right? Because oxygen is nothing but I can say 2 electron will give, and hence 12 plus 7, 5, 12 minus 6. So remember, when we have such kinds of ligands also, they can stabilize the complex. Say for example, we have a silver plus 3 and a copper plus 3. These two ligands can stabilize the copper plus 3 and silver plus 3 in a square planar geometry. So let's say we have copper plus 3 ion here, and this will show some how the complex form in such cases. This tellurium ion, and this is how the bonding takes place there, and you will amaze that how the nature of the ligand can decide the geometry of the complex. And this is nothing but, if I write down complex here. So I'll be having here now minus 6, minus 12 plus 3. The charge will be now a minus 9 charge on the complex. And if I take oxygen here, so where oxygen 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6. So if I take this plane, this is nothing but a square planar geometry, and same thing can be talked about silver plus 3 as well as copper plus 3. Now the one interesting part I would like to tell you regarding copper plus 2 ion. Remember that a copper plus 2 ion should also exhibit this square planar geometry. Let's take we have copper plus 2 and this is we have tetraamine complex and overall charge is plus 2. Remember this, a complex is a square planar in nature, but this complex does not have dsp2 hybridization. Remember that this can be explained by sp2d hybridization. This is right, since a copper plus 2 is a stable oxidation state, whereas a copper plus 3 is not stable oxidation state. This is not a stable oxidation state, and hence in this complex it shows NS, NP2 and ND kind of hybridization, and it uses outer d orbital for the hybridization, but still complex is square planar and N equal to 1, and hence this is a paramagnetic complex. Please do remember some key aspects for the complex square planar. Remember that all D8 methyl, when form these square planar complexes, they are diamagnetic and they are low spin complexes. Whereas if the square planar complexes are formed by chromium plus 4 or cobalt plus 2 or cobalt plus 3 or iron plus 2 methyl, they can also form square planar complexes, but they can be high spin because the unpaired electrons are more than 1. So this is all about the chemistry of the square planar complexes. You need to remember some key aspects. Similarly, the temperature, the solvent and as well as the counter ion can play a significant role in deciding the geometry of the complexes. The research article which is going to be helpful for you for reading, I am going to give in a description box. Thanks for watching. Signing off, Dr. Atul Nagpure.